Guys, here's the deal. I love to travel and I love travel credit cards. In the past couple of years, I have really indulged in what a lot of folks consider luxury travel. And yes, that came along with luxury travel cards. See, I'm one of those guys that when a new card comes out, I have to get my hands on it and take it for a ride. If you follow my channel, you know my favorite thing to do is travel comfortably and in style. But one thing I have never really done is look through my travel credit card needs through a micro lens of exactly where I'm going. See, I'm someone that likes to plan out 12 months ahead of time and have all my travel booked and all my points deployed, so it's easier for me to pivot my earning strategies. So why is this even a conversation? Well, we have so many premium travel cards out there, and your uncle carries most of them. I have an Amex Platinum card, an Amex Business Platinum card, a Capital One, Venture X, and a Chase Sapphire Reserve. We all know that the CSR was just refreshed, and we also know that the Platinum cards are also going to be going through an update very soon. And well, it is a given that these cards are getting a lot more expensive. Now, for me, a premium travel card is not prohibitively expensive. Even if the credits are terrible, I don't need to break even or receive any kind of perceived positive value as far as the math goes. I just need the card to make my life more enjoyable, and I'm happy to pay the tax. But can I pay the fee on 4 or 5 different cards that kind of all do the same thing? See, at the end of the day, there aren't a bunch of features on any of these cards that I actually need. I don't need a $50 bottle of deodorant from Saks. I don't need to watch Apple TV. And I don't exercise on a fancy bike or in a fancy gym. If I'm honest, none of the credits on any of these cards really matter to me. And if I'm really honest, I'd rather not prepay for any of them at all. For the purpose of this video, let's all try to imagine that I can, if I want to, make the math work on every single premium travel card because I kind of can, but I probably don't even want to at this point. So the difference here, when I'm talking about my actual travel experience, that might mean the lounge access. And yes, lounge access isn't what it used to be, and it's actually becoming less meaningful for me. But as of right now, if I'm only choosing one travel card, the lounge access is a great starting point for which one might be the best fit for me. Do you already know which card makes the most sense to you? Comment below and tell me which one, if any of these super expensive cards make sense at all. Now, for me, the fact that I can write out by month where I'm traveling to and from, I can get a real good idea of which lounge networks might be better for me, and what I found out really surprised me, and I'm going to share it with you. Before I share with you the locations, let's quickly go over what each card offers in general as far as lounges. The Amex Platinum cards, well, they're going to charge you for an authorized user and any extra guests. They will grant you access to Amex Centurion lounges, Delta Sky Clubs when you are flying Delta, Priority Pass, and Premium Plaza lounges. That covers quite a bit, but remember, it does come with some extra fees. The Chase Sapphire Reserve grants you access and 2 guests to the Sapphire lounges and the Air Canada Maple Leaf lounges, as well as Priority Pass. Again, pretty good, especially the guest part. The Capital One Venture X grants me access to Priority Pass lounges as well as some Plaza Premium and my favorite Capital One lounges. Now, we do all know those are limited, but at least they seem to be growing, albeit slowly. So let's take a look at some of the airports I'm going to be visiting in the next 12 months. And this list is pretty solid as far as predictability. I'm going to list these in random orders just for basic privacy sake, but the data will determine which lounges I might have a chance to visit in the next year or so. First off, my home airport has only one lounge, and it's an Escape Lounge. It's also one of the Escape Lounges that is under the Priority Pass, so any of these cards might just be fine. But I will have boots on the ground in the following airports with their lounge options. Now, if I miss a lounge, feel free to remind me in the comments. First up is MSP Minneapolis, and they have plenty of Delta Sky Clubs there. Looks like I'll be connecting in Charlotte quite a bit in the next 12 months. Charlotte has a Centurion Lounge and at least one Priority Pass lounge. Miami it's always on the list, and they have a Centurion Lounge and at least a couple Priority Pass lounges like the Turkish Lounge. Really don't like the lounge scene in Miami, especially lately. Chicago, it's basically a lounge wasteland for me. I'm not going to go all the way to the international terminal just to enter an Air France Priority Pass lounge. Boston is a connection as well, and Boston does have a Sapphire lounge, but it also has several lounges in the international terminal, which for me, British Airways lounge would be the most convenient, as I'll be flying a One World partner business class to Europe. I'm also going to be flying to a couple Caribbean airports, but I'm not really interested in lounging there. San Juan in Puerto Rico, I think, has a couple Priority Pass lounges. So what does this list tell me? Well, it tells me I fly through a lot of airports that have Centurion lounges. And basically, if I ever fly Delta, there's going to be a Sky Club. It also tells me that I will only have one opportunity in the next 12 months to visit a Sapphire lounge, and it won't be convenient to visit. And it turns out my absolute favorite lounge, the Capital One lounges, well, they're not even on the menu in the next 12 months. So with annual fees reaching several $1,000s for me and a trend to downsize, does this data help with my decision? Absolutely. I want to focus on the positives here and not why I should get rid of any of these cards. But this data suggests that if I need to keep one of the Amex Platinum cards, not only do I need an authorized user card, but I will also have several opportunities to visit lounges. 5 visits to Centurion lounges to be exact. So now I can put a more accurate value on those 5 visits. Also on the Platinum side, add one more visit to a Delta Sky Club, and we're going to total out at about 6 visits or chances for the Platinum card to enhance my travel experience. What about this new Super Duper Chase card? Well, chances are I will not even be seeing a Chase Sapphire or Maple Leaf lounge in the next 12 months at all. Does that affect my decision when it comes to that big annual fee bump? Of course it does. What about the Venture X? I won't be in a Capital One lounge that I know of, and that lounge access has a significant change coming up anyway. But the Venture X, in my opinion, and in my setup, is a bit of an anomaly in that I don't really care what value it brings, since it's a 2X break-even Visa Infinite. Sorry if you don't agree, but it's a different animal, and I don't have any reason to consider downgrading it or canceling it anytime soon. Now, this was a long, roundabout way of saying that I don't need this new Chase Sapphire Reserve card right now. I don't value any of the coupons at all when you consider that you're prepaying for those products. Is $300 at StubHub worth $300? Yeah, probably, but that doesn't do anything for me besides modify my spending or my behavior. I hope you got at least something out of this, because I never really looked at my actual travel schedule and matched it with my travel products. This study clearly indicates that the American Express Platinum card in either version should be my lounge card of choice for the next 12 months. Share with me in the comments, just based on lounge access, which card would benefit you the most in the next 12 months? Here's a bonus question. Is $695 worth 6 lounge visits? It's perfectly okay to answer heck no. But does 6 lounge visits at least move the needle a little bit? Guys, thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe, please. And if you have stayed all the way to the end, I appreciate you and I want to thank every single one of you.